So that all makes sense, right? But how about this one that I've kind of been working my way up to? Volume. As we mentioned, volume can be 0 through 99. Does that mean I should make 100 different commands? No, in Compass Control you don't have to, because we support advanced logical elements like a volume slider. You take your finger, you drag your slider, it stops at 65. Of course, you don't want to, you don't have to set 65. Instead, you could you could speak to the system. You can enter a command that the interfaces with the system, and it's going to reference things like the value of the slider. It means that there's a variable in the command, right? So as I've explained it to you, the command is SPO, of course, XX. That's your output number, right? Well, in this case, it's output 1. And then the audio volume, that's how the command looks. And then YY. What is YY? The YY is the volume level, 00 through 99, right? Now, we can't just enter YY. Instead, what we have to do, or what we do in this case, is we use a parameter. Now, for information on the parameter, I'm going to go to keydigital.com and show you exactly how these look. In the Compass Control section, I have tech guides and videos. And I have this here, library parameters document. It's an Excel sheet. And so what we actually have to do is a percentage. The percentage is going to let our software know that this is where the command is going in, because YY might be part of a command, right? Or a variable. So the YY might be part of the variable. So we use a percentage to let you know this is where the variable is inserted. And then we let the software know what is the format. %D is used for integer, whole numbers. See? Whole numbers. Any value from 0 to 65,536. So for you computer people out there, you know this means it's a 64-bit system. %S for string. Any ASCII characters, that's letters and numbers, even symbols, that kind of thing. F for floating, that's numbers with decimal places. How many decimal places? 2 to the 16th power. %B for Boolean, true or false, where 1 is true, 0 is false. X is hex. So if you have a hex product, like an audio device out there, a lot of those work with hex. And actually, if you took a slider and the device needed hex, the slider's not in hex. It's still 00 through 99, or maybe even -60 to +12. So Compass does a great thing. It automatically converts your integer value to hex for you. All you got to do is use %x there. And then %c is where we can insert a checksum if you did have a hex device that required a checksum as part of the command. So %d is one thing. That's what we're going to use because it's 00 through 99. But in our system, or for this device, the MXA, it requires 00 through 99, right? I take a look here at this again, and it says audio volume 00 through 99, if you can see my mouse. It's always 2 characters long. It's not 0 through 99. We won't accept it. So for that, we call it a pad. How long is your pad? So %d we know about, but how many characters in that parameter, that variable, is the pad? And we get to specify it here. 01 means it's 1 integer in length, 0 through 9. 02D means 2 integers in length, 00 through 99. %03D would mean 3 integers in length, 000 through 999. And if you're always requiring 4 commands, 4 characters, it'd be %04D, 000 through 9,999. Or if it's not specific, and it can just be anything as long as it's whole numbers, then you just get to use that %D. But in our case, it's always 2 characters long, isn't it? So let's start it off. Percentage lets us know that the variable is going in there, the parameter as we call it. It's 2 characters long and it's whole numbers. And what if the percentage was part of the command? Well, that's why we have to tell it by double-clicking the N parameter cell that there's 1 parameter there. And then it's always a good idea to make yourself a note. So you look at this later and you say, oh, parameter 1 is the volume level. And the potential values are 00 through 99. We save this command. And so now if I test my commands again, we had that output 1, select source 1. Let's go ahead and do it. It works. But now what happens here with the volume variable level? I can enter. It says, hey, I can't test the command yet. You got to tell me what is going to fill in the blanks. I'm going to say, let's set it to 50%. I do that, and I get my confirmation through the terminal window. Plus, on the face of the MXA, we have a really nice feedback where the LEDs go to about 50% of the way. So this is great, right? Instead of making 100 commands, I get to make one and just use a parameter.